No, normally I do, but no, I want to save it all for that. I don't plan on posting a lot of my progress. It's going to be a surprise. When I walked on stage in November, I was beside myself. I looked so good. I was just amazed. Um, Double that. I'm coming. I'm coming to get it this time. I'm going to bring what they are looking for. I intend to put on a lot of size, but no, I don't have any desire to stop what I'm doing and prep and lean out and then go through the process again. I don't think that's yeah, I don't think that's something I want to do this time. And my trainers on the we're on the same level. Um, it's eyes are on this show only. So
Yeah, it makes sense because you know what? People don't understand that what it takes for a competitor to get, especially for a woman. You know, you have to take your body to levels that it's not meant to be. Women are not meant to build a lot of muscle, you know. And like I said, this has to be a passion sport for yourself. I know society always gonna look at women like we do bodybuilding, like, she's trying to be masculine, yeah, 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 make comments. I mean, here again, you are an athlete, you are a woman, and you love what you do. And if people don't understand them, that's their problem, not yours. This is where I ladies have become familiar with the stories I've heard about how people call and treat them, but it's good that you have support from your husband that stands by you. And what about your other family? Have any other family?
yeah, I have my daughter, my mom. They really everyone's really supportive. Are they understanding? I don't know. They've never voiced that before. My son used to. I lost my son 4 years ago. He was in the Air Force, and he used to spend a lot of his mornings with me working out at 2 a.m. before I'd head to my job. He was very, very supportive. He always said, "I'm going to get you a red, white, and blue bikini." Um, so, but everyone's supportive. Um, I have a lot of friends who, gee, I want to look just like you. I'm like, okay, you have to put the beer away. That's not good. Well, I'm not going to put my beer away. I said, then you're not. It's, I I was in the Navy 10 years. I was an alcoholic and smoked and that's why this got put on hold. And one day I looked in the mirror and I said, I'm done. I am done. So that addiction is this addiction. And I think with a lot of people, it's an addiction. It's therapy. It's an addiction. You get it addicted to things that make you feel good. It's just a healthier way of feeling good than a substance. So you put your all into it, and I've never really had anyone come up to me and say, "Oh my gosh, that why that's so nasty." I don't know if they're afraid of me or what. It's always someone sneaking around on Facebook saying, "Was that a guy or a girl?" It's like, "Oh, say that to my face." You know, yeah, exactly. Don't need that site. Don't need that group. So yeah, everyone's really supportive. Um, and yeah, I haven't been happier.
Well, you know, you should be happy for yourself. You know, I think like this. You're a wonderful lady. You know, and I want to say my heart goes out to you to when you lost your son. My mother, she had to bury two of my brothers and my sister. And you know, she told me, son, you never know the feeling when you have to lose a child. And like I said, I don't have children, you know, but I lost my mom, and that hurts. I mean, my father passed away 10 years ago. My mom's been dead for about, you know, at least four, and it's tough when you lose those people, especially in your life, especially parents, because you know, wives and girlfriends come and go. You know, husbands and boyfriends can come and go, but when you lose your mom or you lose a child, something that's it's just never going to be, you know, it leaves a hole in you. And like I said, I took care of my mom for a long time. She was my woman, my mom. And you know, the old saying, you know, remember the movie Psycho, a boy's best friend is his mother. I know your son loved you and he stood by you, and you know, and he wants to see you your best. We have some here. We have support of yours. We have here Warrior Strength Supplements. He says, "Hey champ, you're the champ. You're the champ. Yeah, you know, yeah. Thank you for coming through. Appreciate it." Also, we have here My man Tyler says he's right. They're with you, and your brother, great fan heart goes out to you. Thank you, brother. I appreciate that. And also he says, uh, your biggest fan, sorry. Appreciate he said. Also, we have here again from something that says, hey, 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 hey. How long y'all been together? You and
2 years with Warriors Faith. Two
yeah.
years.
It's good. It's good. Like I said again, it's good to have a sponsor because, like I said, the cost. And instead of getting as an amateur, there's more of expense. Other than when you hit the pros and you do masters, you have to pay to compete. That's crazy. I understand why. But honestly, here's the thing they tell me because it's not as popular. But again, there is a growing number of women like yourself who were either had athletic background or they had kids or they just was always in the bodybuilding, but just didn't have the time. I'm no ladies who are in their 60s, ladies in their 50s. I remember I think a lady turned pro, she's just about her in her 70s. This is truthfully a passion sport. Hmm?
I said that'll
What?
beat me up to 70 probably.
Be seven up there, you'd be saying like, who's that? Who's that Jack Grandma? Like, yeah, yeah. Hey, like I say, hey, there's an old smoke saying, Monica, when you ladies rock hard, we'll rock hard. That's just saying. That's just it. So, here we got here from a man, the Warrior Strength Supplements says, we're here at Warrior Strength Supplements are very professional. Everything Monica has accomplished, she is a class act. Well, thank y'all. I mean, yeah, she's a lady. That's what she's a lady. And also we got here from Tyler says, got a great model for your supplements in Monica. Wow, it's great. I know a little lady. Her name is Monica. Also, her name is Monica Perez. She's a pro. She lives also in the Arizona area. Amazing lady. We've been friends for a good while, and it's just I think Arizona is really come a mecca for bodybuilding, like Texas and Florida, and because most definitely because Win Strength is there, and bodybuilding. It's a very small community, but it's growing across the world. I mean, as I saw a young lady got a pro card in India. I've interviewed some ladies from Australia. I mean, it's really a sport that's really gaining some popularity, even though society don't think it's is popular. And it's just not. I think one reason because the whole thing is steroids, but steroids in every other thing you can have in it's in inhalers, it's in pain medications, it's in birth control, but because it's so easy to pick on bodybuilding because of the use of it.
Yeah, I never really heard that it wasn't so much the medicine itself.
Yeah, yeah. Yeah, somebody told me this. It's it used. It's not a different kind of steroid. It's not like the kind like for it's like me open your lungs. I remember years ago I had had gotten pneumonia, and they give me a inhaler to help my open my lungs, and it used steroids in it. I remember I got an injury, and I was talking to a friend of mine. She says use steroids. I told her what it was. Said nah, I can't use that because some are used for helping you try to get your appetite back, but it's the difference between the more anabolic stuff and just stuff that's used for medicine. There's so much difference, but it's
Yeah,
so easy. Yeah, yeah, it's so easy to pick on bodybuilding. But the thing is, again, if you don't follow a diet, you're not consistent, you don't work out, you stick to a regimen, like your training, or also one thing I often ask you ladies, like this is something I ask you ladies. So tell me, show me this what you mean, Monica. What is that thing, especially after the Masters USA, that thing that was calling you, the thing that was you hungered for, especially beyond purpose, sharing me.
is a good actor.
I'm working on it. So what was that favorite thing you got after the USA's? What was that thing?
Where's the what?
What was your favorite food after because I know
Oh,
everybody has a favorite after
I
prep.
thought you were going to make me admit. It's one thing my husband says. He says, you can put down alcohol, you put down a cigarette. He goes, you can't walk by a sugar cookie with buttercream frosting.
Ooh.
Yeah, that's it. And I pack it with me. Um, You pack your food anyway. To go out to eat afterwards is really not my thing because I wanted to talk to the judges. But but yeah, it's like everyone else, something sweet. Um, that's 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 kind of a gimme. But more and more you compete, is that craving is there less and less because it's such a struggle to get back to where you want to be. You give into that sweet, and then you feel guilty. Then you go through the guilt trip. I heard Jen Aguirre actually said this. She beat me for a pro card the year before, or maybe it was 2 years ago. She said, "We're not dogs. We don't need a treat." I'm listening to her while I'm eating a treat, going, "Oh boy." She was, and I carry it with me too. And I've always said that, buy yourself something nice, a new outfit. Don't go for a treat because the way you beat yourself up about it afterwards is just amazing. It's just like, why did I do that? So yeah, each time you compete, a little less and less time, eat the sweets and then you're done. Don't drag it on for a week. Don't drag it on for a month. And that's so I fight with a lot with those cookies.
Yeah, sugar cookies. You think about the episode of Chappelle Show when have Dave was doing Puff Daddy says y'all have to go up to Brooklyn and get me a sugar cookie. And he said, "You said sugar cookie, man." It's crazy. But yeah,
I got that
everybody
butter.
had. Yeah, me, I like the donut sticks, and you can put it in the microwave and warm them real hot, or or just something sweet. I should be careful because I'm pre-diabetic. My family, both my sisters have it. My mom had it, but it's just it's like crap. We calling you, man. We calling your name. We calling your name. Here we got here from Warrior Strength Supplement says, I meant to type proud of everything she's accomplished. Oh, and we know it. We got it. Also, this is from Tyler. It says, F Society, I'm proud to champ women like you. I appreciate that, brother. Also, this is from the Warrior Strength. It says, the nutrition part of the bodybuilding is probably the hardest part to do. That is true because
Yeah,
I
he
know
competes.
yeah. Oh, cool. And he understands that. Because especially if you like just talk to a lady, she got a pro car a while back. She couldn't enjoy Thanksgiving, but got to enjoy Christmas. And then even if you're not on prep, you still stick to the diet. Like when you holidays and things like 4th of July or Christmas, Thanksgiving, you can't eat what everybody eating at the table. You have to bring your own food. You'd be like chicken or asparagus or fish and rice, because you're on a plan. And because you're determined to get that pro card, because you want to be the best in your sport, those sacrifices you have to make. Like I say, you don't drink anymore. And I know that's the hard part about it, especially I never drink. I never had a taste for it. But I know family members who have. It's hard to give that up because it's so addictive. And you just got to find better ways to help yourself. Like I said again, instead of getting snacks, go buy yourself a nice little shirt or something like that. Go shopping a little bit. But again, people like that. It tastes something sweet, crunchy, salty, anything. Just cause food is a comfort. It's a comfort.
Yeah,
Um,
well, and everything's celebrated with food in our society. Even Wendy and I talk about that she's from Russia. She goes, we eat to survive. You guys survive to eat. We live to eat. Yeah, so that's hard. Everything's around food. We just learn
mhm.
to not partake.
Especially in my community, the black community, the biggest, this year, like for Thanksgiving, my two older sisters, and my nephews went out of town. And I was home here alone. And I picked myself a little thing. I had a little bit of lean turkey, some gravy, a little corn, some carrots. I bought myself a little sweet potato turnover, and that was my. And I had a little piece of ham. That was my Thanksgiving dinner. That was the first Thanksgiving I did solo because I was always when we were growing up, mom had everything set up. We have cousins and aunts come over. We would just, we had a spread. And my sister had a little something for Christmas. But like I said, it's always the thing. That's when you come together around the table. and you eat and you enjoy yourself and you enjoy the food, and and you eat leftovers for the first couple of days, and after that you get tired, you want a pizza.
Yeah, that's it. It's tough. I have family and friends. I just got back from Colorado, and my mom always makes sure she has plenty of eggs, and and goes and buys certain things that she knows I can eat most of, and she still has the no items out, the candy and stuff like that. But that's just that's the way she is. So yeah, every even our friends, when they have a party, they'll make stuff that Monica can eat. So yeah, it's pretty nice. But with the holidays, you don't have to always celebrate it on that day and that food. You can always just make it whatever day with whatever food. You learn to be that way.
Yeah, yeah. It's sometimes tough to break from traditions, because that's how we grew up, And you being German, and me being black, we our traditions are just are the foundation of who we are, and and especially when you get like do this content and talk to you ladies, I've learned a lot, and some of the stuff that I learned really helped me in my decision making, especially when it comes down to eating healthier. Like this afternoon for my lunch, I had was it a chili cheeseburger, but actually it was the burger was beef. It was chicken, and I had the cheese, and instead of white bread, I had whole wheat, and I toasted. And I've done those small
Improvise
things,
it.
but yeah, but still, I still have my like right now. I'm craving. I ordered some stuff, and it's supposed to be coming, some cakes and stuff because I like to have some sweet, every now and then, especially when you're bored. Like I'm working on content and I be bored, and I say, just want something sweet to chew on. But it's just hard to deny yourself those things. Like you said, in America, we we live to eat and we eat to live. But that's how it is. Here my man Tyler, shout out to Tyler. Again, he says, treat treat who's girl, treat yourself good girl. Okay, okay, thank you. Sometimes I gotta move a card. I'm getting old man eyes. I'm sorry that he's about to go out. I'm thinking about talking to my doctor about getting some glasses. But like I said, but we do appreciate the time we have here with you. I mean, it's great to talk to someone like yourself, and hear your story. That's why I have this channel. You know, I keep saying I would love to they have Andre on here. I love it. It may not happen, maybe I don't know, but when I get to talk to women like yourself who have served our country, who have your boots on the ground, who made sacrifices, and really are into sport because you're a fan and you love to compete, you love to train, you want to get big, you want to get big, buff, and jack, and we respect that, because we're fans here. I'm part. And so again, I'm a smoke. We love you, ladies. We love how you build your body, how you train, but we also respect who you are as a person, as a woman, as a wife, as a mother, And I wish more people understand that.
Yeah, yeah. And I thank you for your time. And yeah, it's growing. Women are really showing a lot of interest and not afraid to change it up and be a part of it. That's the first thing I get asked from women. How old are you? Yeah, God, you look so great. How old are you? Like, so I tell them, and I said, it's never impossible. Take an addiction and turn it around. Start with that. What do you do that you don't like? Get rid of that and start working out. But yeah, women are. I hope we get more recognition, especially in the physique and the bodybuilding for women because we're growing not as quickly as we should, but we are, and it's a lot of fun. It's a lot of enjoyment. I enjoy it so much. But
Well, I've been
thank
a
you
fan
for
of
your
sport. Well, I've been a fan of sport a long time. I love y'all ladies. I've been more a fan of women's bodybuilding, but with physique, I kind of grew into a little bit. The other divisions, not so much the bikini, as I call it, bikini wellness or the TNA divisions, but we all know why they're there because it's about getting attention, getting more people involved. The new fit ball division, what's going to happen to that division? It's going to get absorbed, and eventually it's going to become just like the bikini girls now. It's the evolution of any athlete as you grow and you train. You can't say, well, you just got to stay fit and tone. But most of the parents not gonna say it like that. It's just this sport is very extreme and also very um addictive for anybody. Once you get into that gym, you start training, you see the other around you building muscle, and you say, you know what, they want you to stay in this area, but you can't keep behind a box. Once you open that box and see what's out there, you just can't hold anybody back. It's just the evolution of any athlete to grow and develop.
Push it. Yeah.
Yeah. Here we got one more. This is from your man, Strength. Here he says, I find that nowadays women are more committed to training and nutrition more than men. Yeah, true, because men, our purpose in life is to breed, battle, and die. We don't have a lot of time. We have to make sure women are happy. So
Right.
y'all just I don't know. I know it's been for me. It's been a long time since I touched a lady, but you know what? I do this because I enjoy talking to ladies, and I've worked with women for a long time. My first job was as a kid working at a gas station. I was home that job at the same time I was working at a textile plant. I worked with women all day. And then I had another job where I worked with women all night, and that was so it's just I like I said, growing up with my mother and my three older sisters, it's a lot to be a woman. Men, we have what we do, women, you have what you do, and that's just what makes us come together. Like I said, I couldn't be with no man. I mean, I don't like nothing that's that got what I got. I like something soft and feminine. Even if you grew up rough, and and I like that too. I just particularly just enjoy you ladies. But one thing I want to ask you, as a woman in this sport, and as a competitor, what would you want for yourself in the future when it comes to bodybuilding?
Oh, I you get to a point you're like was this last show? I was so so proud of myself. So I was like, I'm here. I look the way I want to look. You walk off stage and you want more. Like I said, you want more. I don't know where the ending point be. I want my pro card. It's something I've wanted. It's a personal. Um, it's personal. If I start training, that would be nice to have there on the wall. I think that it would be not a stopping point. My husband wants it to be, well, get that and then, God, but I don't know about that. So what do I want? I want to keep going. I want to keep